guys, it's Sarah. Yeah, I know, I keep switching up the angle in the room, but to be honest, I just hate shooting at the same angle every time. I just get bored of it. And if you guys didn't notice, I have a little bit of a cold, so my voice might sound a bit different, but I'm still gonna make this video. So here's the latest news that's been happening in the past couple days. Here's a broad list of what's been going on, and then I'll go into detail on all of them after. So it says September 16th, 2016, the official One Direction store releases shirts for pre-sale. The shirts are the 4 boys with no group option available. September 18th, Anons began pointing out future events tab on the official site, intentionally on Twitter. September 19th, Anons point out the tab is gone. So basically they got fandoms' attention by updating merch with no group option available, then put up a future events tab that generated chatter, then took it down, almost like they wanted it to look like they canceled the future of this band. How normal, how subtle, except they've done this before. So basically going into more detail about One Direction's website, there's been a lot of shady things going on to make us believe that One Direction are actually coming back. I already believe that One Direction are coming back, but they're actually teasing us. So I don't know if we should trust Facebook, but there was this post that says 1D End, the closing tour 2017, and it's a video, and it says witness the most beautiful ending ever, and then it says thank you for believing us, Harry, Liam, Louis, and Niall. So I haven't seen a lot of people talking about that. I'm not sure if that was on the website, but I'm thinking it could be fake because it doesn't look that official. I don't think they'd be announcing a tour till way later. But a couple days ago, if you went on the website, there was this link to future events, and you could actually see the future tour dates for the future tour. And it says the One Direction website has added future events to the tour section of the website. And then this person says it's not there anymore on their website. Maybe they took it off to place some dates and then put it back on, or maybe it was just a little warning assuring Directioners that they're coming back. That's what I'm kind of thinking too. I feel like they did it to see if we were watching. They want to know that they still have fans who are checking the site, so they wanted us to make a big deal about it and talk about it on Twitter and make a hashtag about it. And then after we saw the proof that they'd be coming back, they're like, well, let's just delete it. So I'm sure that was their plan. Also, it's proof they're coming back because if you go on the website, they have new merch. So they have 4 new shirts with each of the boys' faces on it, and the style is splatter tees. And the cool thing is that it's actual official merch. So if they weren't coming back, I don't see why they would put future events up or new merch. I mean, it's obvious they're doing this because they know people are watching. See, it's like this whole time Simon was trying to make One Direction go away and for us to forget about them, but because we won and Simon is no longer in power, they know that they still have a ton of fans left. So since they know that we're still with them and we're still looking at their updates, that's why they put the future events up, and that's why there's new merch. So yeah, proof that One Direction will be back. And because this got so popular, hashtag this is not the end of One Direction was trending at number 2 on Twitter the whole day. Now let's talk about One Direction getting sued. Okay, so when I first saw this, I'm like, okay, what did One Direction do? Like, why are they being sued? Like, they're on break. So there's tons of articles about it. I even got a lot of analysis from some people who watch me. So you might be confused, I'm confused, so we're gonna figure this out together. Okay, so it started off with this article saying One Direction will soon have a date with the Irish High Court. World famous boy band One Direction will soon have a date with the Irish High Court. The boy band have been listed in a high court action along with a host of other songwriters. It looks like they'll be reuniting for different reasons after an Irish law firm issued a high court action against the pop group. Irish member Niall Horan and his bandmates Liam, Harry, and Louis were all listed in the action. Former band member Zayn Malik, who recently went solo, is also listed in the proceedings, along with British songwriter Jamie Scott and US songwriters Julian Bunetta and John Ryan. The trio were involved in the production of a number of One Direction tracks, including the #1 hit Story of My Life. Simco, the production company behind the X Factor Big Deal Music, a publishing company that Ryan signed a contract with in 2013, Universal Music Publishing, EMI Music Publishing, and Sony Music Entertainment UK were also named in the proceedings. It's not known yet why the action has been brought or for what date the case has been set. This information will not be made available until the documents outlining the details of the case have been filed with the court. I mean, if we look on the bright side, One Direction will be hanging out. I'll take it. bullshit. So after reading that article, the details are still very vague. They didn't give us a lot of detail. So are they going to court because they've been sued for singing a certain song that might have been stolen? Like, I'm not really sure what's going on. That's what I think what would happen. I don't know if you guys know this, but this actually happened to Ed Sheeran recently. It was about his song Photograph. Like, I think they were trying to say that that song really wasn't his. I have no idea about that, but I'm thinking it could be something similar to this situation. So here's some more thought on that. It says, okay, so remember that tiff between Sony and Family Affair? Sony paid $65,000 for 3 hits, Come On, Come On, and 2 others not mentioned from the previous albums. They were 3 really hit songs, but the rights of the 3 songs belong to Family Affair Productions. Sony says Family Affair cashed a check for the rights of the songs, but they weren't given the rights. So Sony said that the Family Affair refused to pay the money back. So now Simon tells Family Affair to go fight for the rights of the song in court, since it wasn't mentioned in the contract, or maybe selling rights to the song is illegal. So David Lewis of Family Affair, or maybe he's Simon something. It might also be that Simon wanted to give the boys a bad name and blew air on this fire and told Family Affair to fight in court, I don't know. Goes to the Irish law firm Synth and Son about the contract, which I think said nothing about the rights of the song or whatever. So now obviously the people who sang the song and who wrote the song and all other production families related to One Direction and the writers of the song are called to court for proceedings, and since Zayn was also a part of the band at that time, he came under the copyrights issue and is dragged to court, aka Simon took revenge from the boys for leaving him. Now, why would David Lewis go to an Irish firm in Irish court, you ask? Because Niall is Irish. Laws in Ireland are so much more strict, not to mention all the companies are universal, and even if a part of something is from another country, they can be sued in the country. Suppose I own a software company in India, but my software comes from Ireland. I can be sued in the Irish court. And since Niall is Irish, he and the band can be sued by the Irish High Court. Oh, and why is Simon not sued too, you ask? Because the terms of Psycho and Modest must have stated that they have nothing to do with the song rights. They only take care of the publicity of the band and the boys. Good revenge, Simon. Okay, holy shit. Like, I understood most of that, but it's just a lot to process because it's so accurate. Like, one of my fans wrote this, and just because they're a fan doesn't mean we should underestimate it. So I hope you guys understood that a little bit more, and I hope you guys understand that Simon is a piece of shit. We all knew that. Okay, now regarding Louis. Okay, so yesterday he sent out a tweet that said, lots of love to all of you, miss you. And we really needed that tweet. I mean, after all the bullshit that's been happening, I'm glad that Louis says that he misses us and that he loves us. But let's pay attention to this part of the tweet. He says, all of you. And here's a little analysis on that. In the wake of this Instagram blocking the word Larry and Mark's petulant reply to a fan, dismissing every fan who thinks 1D will continue, and even that loving Louis is a silly folly. This is very, very timely. We miss you too. Bless this boy. So basically she was saying the fact that Louis said love you all, miss you all, that includes Larry shippers. So they were saying that even though Louis recently blocked the word Larry on his Instagram, he still has no hard feelings towards us. By the way, speaking of that, someone told me that the word is now not blocked anymore. You can actually type Larry on there. So that's also strange how Louis blocked Larry for like a day or two and then he just unblocked it. Maybe he thought it was too much or too drastic, or maybe Harry told him not to do it. I don't know. Also, speaking of Louis, I know this is kind of old news, but it's still very relevant. Okay, so we all know that Louis does warning selfies, and some people still think that it's coincidence, he just posts selfies, whatever. But no, this time you cannot convince me that this wasn't a warning selfie, and everybody else believes it. So Louis posted this really cute picture. Love the sunglasses, love the hair, everything about it, his aesthetic, great. But as we know, whenever Louis posts a selfie, something's going down. So right after Louis posts that selfie, we get pictures of Louis out in LA with Freddie. But the main thing that happened after that is we got a picture of Louis' hand and Freddie's hand. Now, I mean, come on, what's the coincidence? We got a warning selfie and now we get Louis out with Freddie and then his hand and then Louis' hand. I mean, we haven't seen Freddie or heard of him in like a couple months, or at least it seems like that, and Brianna's kind of been out of the media as well. I just don't think it's a coincidence. Also, I'm sorry that we analyzed everything, but I really have to point this out. How come whenever Louis posts a picture of his hand with Freddie or something, he's always showing the 28 tattoo hand? Now, I know why he's doing it. It's because he wants to make the non-believers believe. Because whenever it comes to a picture of like Freddie and Louis, a lot of people don't believe it's actually him. So he's like, why don't I just show my 28 tattoo to prove that it's actually me with my son? Fair enough. But I mean, does Louis not know that people can just Photoshop the 28 on his hand? Not that I think that this picture is Photoshopped. I actually think that that's Louis's hand. I don't think the 28 was Photoshopped. I'm just saying that people can do that. I mean, I just think it's kind of awkward and kind of sad that whenever Louis posts a picture with Freddie, it's always their hands. I have a feeling that Louis is trying his hardest not to show Freddie in the media as much as before. So I think he's trying to establish that level of privacy. So give me your opinion. Do you think that the photos of Louis and Freddie are awkward because it's just their hands and not their faces? Or do you think it's a privacy reason and Louis is just trying to do the best for his son? I kind of think it's both. I think Louis is trying to protect Freddie by not showing his face as much, but I also think it's awkward that whenever there's like a bonding moment picture, it's always the hands. So I don't know, give me your opinion on what you think of these photos. We also got some more analysis on Louis' warning selfie and Louis out in LA with Freddie. It says, I don't mean to overanalyze anything or seem like I'm freaking out because I'm honestly not surprised by the baby pic at all since we got a warning selfie. But I have a little bit of a note to make. This was supposedly in Brianna's house, the woman who banned Louis from entering her house and whose house is a private property. Okay, so she let Louis in her house. That's normal. But how did the Paps get such good shots when they were supposedly not allowed to enter the property? And also, just for the record, Louis is the same guy that said he wanted to give his son more privacy and told Brianna and her family not to post pics of his social media. Yet in the pics, he seems to have noticed the Paps and he doesn't seem the tiniest bit bothered. So how did the Paps supposedly break into a private property, get high quality pics without being kicked out, and have Louis see them and not care that they're invading his and his son's privacy? That can't happen unless they were expected to be there and they were let in by someone. Again, they're being too extra. Can anyone who believes Babygate please explain to me how they believe it? I want someone to explain to me how Louis' words contradict his actions so much. How he wants more privacy, but is fine with people breaking into private property to take pics of him. You don't have to be a Larry to see that this doesn't add up. I was literally just about to say that before she said it. You actually don't have to be a Larry shipper to know that this is shady and that it doesn't really add up. And she was right about that. Louis' words do contradict his actions a lot. And that is what makes this fandom so confusing. Because we're like, well, what do we believe? So if you guys look at it in that perspective, it's very much played up, publicized, fake. Regarding the warning selfie, this analysis says, the selfie was indeed a warning selfie as he posted this pic a few minutes ago. I thought we were done with Babygate, but as soon as we got the selfie, I knew this was gonna happen. I feel bad for Louis for having spent so much time away relaxing and now having to go back stunting. He's been away for almost a month now. He went to Ibiza, spent time with his family, spent time with his beautiful boyfriend, and now whoever is in control of his life has him going back and revisit all his stunts. Because no one can know that he was hanging out with his boyfriend. He's completely straight with a baby and a girlfriend in a typical straight guy image. Well, too bad for whoever planned this. We already know the truth, so we can't really believe the situation. And to anyone who keeps saying that his girlfriend and baby are real, why the hell has he been away from them for over a month? And then now the first thing he does when he gets back is take pictures? I'm pretty sure if he really missed Danielle that much, he wouldn't have went out with her and got tons of pat pics taken of them on the first day he's seen her over a month. And I'm also sure that if he missed the baby, he would have hung out with him the moment he got to LA, not after being in LA for a week. And he also wouldn't have taken a pic of their first time hanging out in a month and posted it to social media because he wants more privacy. Exact same case like with Danielle. So I just can't help but notice how he suddenly decides to see Danielle and the baby just now, even though he's been in LA for over a week. And I also couldn't help but notice the very short time period between when he saw Danielle and when he saw the baby. It's like he suddenly decided to see both of them even though he's been there for a while and didn't care about seeing them at all. But of course he didn't care about seeing them because he was with the people he truly loves. Not with his beard and fake girlfriend, not with his fake baby, but spending time with the people who matter to him, his family, friends, Harry Styles. This situation proves that warning selfies are a thing, and the selfie he posted earlier today was one of them. I expected us to get baby pics in a few hours, and we did. Even though this kind of tells us that Babygate isn't ending yet, at least it shows us that Louis does in fact care and does warn us so that we don't get upset by seeing things like this. I just feel bad that such a caring and loving being has to go through all of this. Exactly. I really couldn't have said that better. And I really love what she said in this post. She was saying that even though it doesn't look like Babygate is ending anytime soon, at least we're getting posts and little hints from Louis that he actually cares. It's like he's trying to communicate with us because he can't do it any other way. So if you guys needed a little light in the darkness, that would be that. And if you guys want a little bit more facts and proof on how shady this is and how kind of fake it is, this says Danielle Campbell liked Louis' photo. I mean, of course Danielle would go like a picture of Louis and his son right after he posted. I mean, I don't know if that proves anything, but it just kind of shows how extra it is. And also I wanted to throw this in. If you look closer at the picture of Louis' hand and Freddie's hand, you can see in the back that it looks like that might be Harry's thumb. Now, I know that same day Louis was with Calvin, so that could be Calvin's hand, but people were doing a lot of analyzing and they said that the joints look exactly like Harry's. So people were thinking that Harry was actually there because that's his thumb in the background. So I don't know what to think about this. It does look like Harry's thumb, but since it is just a thumb, it's kind of hard to tell. I would like to think it's Harry's thumb, but it literally could be anybody's. This person says, I'm just in pure shock with this new picture of Louis holding Freddie's hand. Not. We all knew this was coming. We already went through the stages. Louis posts a warning selfie. We get a picture or two of him out and about, and then boom, a picture of Freddie. How convenient. It's not like we predicted this or anything. Note the sarcasm. But you know what I find funny? The fact that Louis doesn't even show his face with Freddie. It's only ever his hands. And antis can't say it's because of the custody battle rules either. Because last time I checked, Brianna already broke those a long time ago. Louis doesn't show his face with Freddie in pictures because he knows we'll be able to tell him he isn't happy. We can already see it when he gets pat pictures of him. This is ending, and the fact that the Jungle Worms broke the legal agreement proves it. I can't wait for this to end. So as you can see, there's different opinions. As I said earlier, I think Louis is just trying to protect Freddie's privacy. So yeah, Freddie's already been shown in the media, but I think Louis is trying to cut down on that a little bit. But this analysis could also be correct. Alright guys, that's it for today. I know there's more news, but this was the main stuff going around. If you have any questions or comments, write it down below or go to my Twitter because I retweet a lot of theories. And like always, I post a video whenever I want, so like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description, and I will see you guys later. Bye.